How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Guardians and Gamers. And yes, I'm finally back after taking a little bit of a hiatus due to taking care of certain things in my personal life. And so, yeah, we're back in business. And today, it looks like in recent studies, looks like we have brain cells in a dish are now going to be able to learn how to play Pong. Interesting. Brain cells being able to play Pong. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this kind of kind of phenomenon, shall we? So it starts off saying that scientists have taught collection of brain cells living in a dish how to play a version of arcade game Pong. The research could one day give doctors a sandbox with which to test treatments for brain diseases. So for hundreds of years, the scientific community has been attempting to unravel the inner working of the human brain. The hypercomplex organ contained around 86 billion specialized messenger cells known as neurons that control everything from how we meditate our vital body functions to how we conjure and express complex thoughts. And unlocking the secrets to its function will allow scientists to remedy countless alignments and advance a range of related technologies. So to this end, some of the brightest boffins on Earth have created countless computer models of the brain with verifying scales and levels of complexity. However, the international team of scientists is trying a different approach by taking in embryonic mouse brain cells and human brain cells created from stem cells and growing them in on top of the microelectrode array. And so yeah, just got like gorgeous photos of Earth space. Nothing related to this. So this array is capable of tracking the behavior of the 800,000 cells of the applying electric stimulation to prompt the activity in them. In effect, the dish brain, as the team calls it, is a relatively simplistic living model of part of the living brain. So in quotes, in the past, models of the brain have been developed according to how computer scientists think the brain might work, as mentioned by Dr. Brett Kagan, who was like the lead author of the new study and the chief scientific officer at Cortical Labs. And then he continues saying that is usually based on our current understanding of information technology, such as silicon computing, but in truth, we don't really understand how the brain works. So in the new study published in the journal Neuron, scientists took dish brain and attempted to make the cells act in an intelligent, coordinated way to complete a task. And more specifically, they wanted to see if they could get the myriad cells to act as one and successfully play the tennis game Pong. So the team used a series of electrodes to create their virtual Pong court, and they were able to tell the cells which side of the court of the ball was on the using electrical signals, and the frequency of each signals was used to indicate its direction and how far away the ball was from passing through an invisible wall to score. And no thanks. So according to a press release from the Australian site Science in Public, feedback from the electrodes was also used to teach the model brain how to return the ball. And more specifically, the activity of the cells in two defined regions of the dish was gathered and used to move a virtual paddle up and down. So however, training the model brain to correctly move the paddle was challenging, and ordinarily, dopamine is released by the brain to reward the correct action, and this in turn encourages a subject to act in a specific way. With dish brain, this was not an option, so instead, the team turned to a scientific theory known as free energy principle, which asserts that cells like neurons, which will do what they can to reduce the unpredictably in their environment. That didn't sound right, but so the team implemented the theory by hitting the dish and with an unpredictable electrical stimulus, which the paddle failed to intercept the ball, and after which the virtual ball would set off again in a random vector. Conversely, if the neurons were able to move the paddle to successfully deflect the ball, then a predictable electrical stimulus was applied to all the cells at once, and after which the game continued in a predictable way. So since the cells were inclined to make their environment predictable, they worked to understand the game and prolong the Pong rally. And then, Professor Carl continues stating in quotes, the beautiful and pioneering aspect of this work rests on the equipping neurons with sensation, the feedback, and crucially the ability to act on their world. Well then, remarkably, cultures learned how to make their world more predictable by acting upon it. The team discovered that Dishbrain's ability to extend our rallies improved significantly over the course of just 5 minutes, And in other words, the cells were able to self-organize to complete a goal using what the researchers defined as synthetic biological intelligence. So, in the translational potential of this work is truly exciting. It means that we do not have to worry about creating digital twins to test the therapeutic interventions, as measured by, and then, so we now have in principle the ultimate biometric sandbox in which to test the effects of the drugs and genetic variants, a sandbox constituted by exactly the same computing neuronal elements found in your brain and mind. So moving forward, the researchers are planning to give this brain alcohol to see how it affects its performance at Pong. And one day, the authors of the study hope that the model could provide a useful alternative to animal testing and allow physicians to gain new insights regarding the degenerative diseases like dementia. And so, yeah, I gotta say, this is actually, a very interesting read, talking about, how neurons are capable of playing Pong at this point, and just, gotta say, really interesting phenomenon right there, and hopefully see how this all will actually develop in the future, and what else the brain cells can do, and so on, and so yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you found it to be helpful, informative, and interesting in seeing how this all actually played out, then be sure to drop a like as always, because it does help the channel a lot, and subscribe for more content like this, and hit the bell to be notified when my next video is going to drop. And you got your own thoughts or opinions based on this recent phenomenon of brain cells being able to play Pong and all that good jazz, then go ahead and sign in the comment section below and get a discussion going, and because I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next one.